First thing is you can always choose above on the right under the little heading view, either to see the spotlighted person talking, which is me now, and I swapped immediately to gallery view because I always like to see the people at least virtually, not live I'm talking to. A very warm welcome to this, what we call a catch-up, autumn catch-up meeting of the European Festivals Association. With quite an agenda ahead of us, we are here together until 4 o'clock, and we are dividing this session that we are sharing together in 2 blocks. The first block will be a wonderful part, and the second even or equally wonderful. The first will present the program of the following and upcoming Arts Festivals Summit in Usedom in May, hosted by Thomas Hummel and the Usedom Music Festival. That's the first block until 3 o'clock, Brussels time, Central European time. And then the second part of the session will welcome 7 new members that are joining the European Festivals Association. And we are going to warmly embrace your applications in this framework and call you a new member of the European Festivals Association with the closing of the year 2023. That is the agenda of the day. We are recording this meeting for all those that are not being able to join us to share the contents afterwards for no other reason, just so that you know. With no further words, I will hand over to our president of the European Festivals Association, Jan Bries, who is going to address the welcoming words to you. Jan, over to you.
Thank you, Catherine, and hello to all. It's always a great pleasure to meet you, yes, also online on this EFA Zoom space, EFA members, the alumni of the Festival Academy, EFFEA, Europe for Festivals, Festivals for Europe, perhaps, EFFEA, the European Festivals Fund for Emerging Arts Festivals and Artists, and the cities, of course. Dear colleagues and friends, I am a happy president because EFA is in a better shape than ever. I am grateful towards our board members because they were there to accept the challenge to change our statutes, to bring our membership's fee lower and much lower, and at today double the number of member festivals in 4 years' time. We, and first of all, our great staff are there for each member, the small and the new festivals first. And yes, our bigger festivals know very well why they are member, for the context, for fresh ideas, but first of all, to support the whole festival community, the hundreds of festivals who bring people and artists together, who are there for diversity, for sustainability, for friendship. And today we are glad to invite you, all of you, to our next Arts Festival Summit. But before, I hope it is obvious for each of you that the yearly summit and General Assembly are not the only moments for us to contact. And it makes me happy and satisfied that so many of you participated in our other activities. When I think of this year, of the year 23, and when I think of the entire world facing an incredible amount of challenges that we are surrounded by, or even part of, our connectivity and our responsibility are even more urgent. We met in Girona for the Arts Festival Summit this year. Yes, wasn't it great meeting with you colleagues, the youngsters of our academy, and so many others. But also in Varna we were together for a reflection about arts and its role for well-being. We met in Berlin to speak about the arts and cities community, about the role of citizenship on the future of Europe. We met in Shanghai, and thanks to the special rates for EFA festival managers, we had in Shanghai strong meetings with festivals all over the world, from Sydney to New York, from Avignon to Hong Kong. And finally, we met in Sarajevo to understand the importance of more connections to collaborate between East and West and build up more partnerships and co-productions with arts and festivals from the Western Balkan countries. And not to forget all the training activities the Festival Academy is inviting for, as well as the EFFEA funds and the Perform Europe funds EFFA is offering to our festivals today. I thank those who participated and those who hosted those moments and made them possible. And today, the European Festival Association invites you to its 24 Arts Festival Summit, the art of awareness, caring and connectivity. We do it in Usedom, Germany from the 12th to the 13th of May, hosted by the Usedom Music Festival, and be sure one of the most exciting, yes, amazing spots in Europe. We invite for a moment of connectivity amongst the festival's artists, cities, alumni of the Academy, local, national, and European decision makers who come together to question what we do, to support each other, and to dream up future projects. The EFFA team, together with Thomas Hummel and his team, are putting together a wonderful program for us. 12 May will be about connecting, 13 May about researching, and 14 May about the handcraft of our business, including the EFA Members General Assembly. We're now going to unfold the program bit by bit so that you know what's in store for each of you on the island of Usedom. And in the second part of the meeting, welcome new members, as Catherine said, that EFA, the EFA board proposes to you, because we already had a meeting on the new members, and several of the candidates for us were more than great festivals to join our group of, I think now, some 140, 150 festivals. And now I give the floor to Catherine, our beloved Secretary General. Enjoy the meeting.
Nice, beloved President, thank you very much. You see, there is a lot of love, care, awareness, and connectivity in this room, which are at the same time indeed the themes, the topics of this year's summit. We see it here on the slide, and we wanted to just unveil the logo that we are using for some summits already now, the art of awareness, caring, and connectivity. And you mentioned it, Jan, it's the 2024 summit, but let's underline that it is the 72nd edition of the General Assembly of the European Festivals Association, which is an association founded back in '52 by Denis de Rougemont and Igor Matkiewicz. I think it's always something that we have to remind ourselves to build on this path of connectivity, awareness, and the care that we are giving to this association, and that is traveling year by year to another spot to discover the environments of a festival, of a place. And we are very, very happy, Thomas, that we are invited by the Usedom Music Festival to come to Usedom, to this biggest island, but yet I think unknown for many people who will join in the Baltic Sea for the first time for the Arts Festivals Summit. So there is no better person than you to invite us to Usedom and to your context that is the place where you are hosting your festival. Thomas, over to you.
Thank you so much. And dear Jan, dear Catherine, and dear colleagues, so it's for me, it's a big honor, and I'm very happy to have this opportunity to host our next Arts Festival Summit. You know, this is, I think, once in lifetime experience. So if you host one summit, then I think it's really a special moment. And my team is very keen to host you and to do everything that you have a fantastic time on this wonderful island of Usedom. So Madeleine is also with me in the Zoom, so she will also explain some practical things also later. But yes, Usedom. So who knows Usedom? I think after our summit, many people more in the world will know where is Usedom and what is Usedom. So the Baltic Sea island of Usedom, it's an island of 2 countries, and on the one hand, we have Poland with 45,000 inhabitants, and on the other hand, Germany with 35,000 inhabitants. And it's the most sunny spot in Germany, and it has 42 kilometers of fantastic sandy beaches. So it's also an island of historic places. On the one hand, we have one of the oldest sea resorts of the German coast, and so-called Bath Tube of Berlin. So in the former times, before the wars, many people from Berlin come for having time in summer, spending on the coast, on Usedom. And yes, and now, of course, after reunification, whole Germany is in summer, yes, or mostly many people from Germany and also abroad come to this island. So we have 3 big islands in Germany. We have famous island Rügen, it's the biggest one. And then it's the rich island is Sylt on the North Sea. And the nicest island, what we call it, is Usedom. So, and this, on the one hand, we have these fantastic spots. We have, on the other hand, also darkness. So we have the V2 rocket development center and factory of the Nazis, where forced labor built the so-called secret weapons to destroy London, Brussels, and also furthermore, it was also the idea of the Nazis to build weapons to attack the US. And so, God thanks, it was not possible to realize it. And so what stays is also, and what you can see also in Peenemünde at this fantastic museum now, the end or from everything is that it comes to destroyment. And so we have to change this place from a place of war, of destroyment, to a place of peace, of a place of tolerance, and a place to come together, a place for culture. And this we start in 2002 with a war requiem from Benjamin Britten, together with Mstislav Rostropovich in Peenemünde. Also, our president from Germany was there, and the former president Gorbachev was there to really change this place. And I think we did many very moving and touching concerts. And it's great to be also on the first day of the conference in Peenemünde, not only for a concert. We have many workshops. We have a discussion also with a Peace Nobel Prize winner and former Polish President Lech Walesa on the first day in Usedom. And we have a children concerts parallel with over 1,000 children in Peenemünde. And on the evening, we have our festival orchestra, this Baltic Sea Philharmonic under the tutelage of Christian Järvi. And we have a soloist from Ukraine, Ruslan Trofinsky. He's a fantastic trombone player with his piece also, Child of Nightingale, what he especially composed for us 2 years ago. So we will bring this program. This will be Midnight Sun program to Peenemünde. This is the first day. And on the second day, we stay in Heringsdorf, in the Kaiserhof Hotel, and we have many discussions. We take care about how we can take care about artists. We will discuss this, how we can work together amongst festivals surrounding us, and also caring the planet. So this is the day where we also be in Heringsdorf. And on the last day, we have also workshops and also our General Assembly, and then traveling together to the Polish part of Usedom with a ship. So we can, yes, talk further, we can connect us there. And we will have a small concert also with Ukrainian artists from a project what we did in this year together with Clara Festival and Walden Festival in Belgium. And so I think we have very different aspects and very interesting program. And of course, you can also see what is on the island, what you can see on the beaches, but also in the forests and everywhere on the island. So I think it's really a great place to be, and we invite you very much. And now we can come also more in detail in the program.
I think, thank you very much, Thomas. I think that it's time, Audrey, if I'm not mistaken, that we have prepared a little bit of pictures and the background music if we want to enjoy not only the words of what we have just heard, but also see and get a little bit of a feeling audiovisually how it looks like when we go to Usedom. So let's try to start that video. Thomas, it's always nice to see.
Okay, yes.
Thank you very much for this first introduction. And Thomas, I don't know if you have seen the comment from Simon on the right-hand side in the chat, which indeed is on the agenda right now. The biggest question is, how do we get there? So I think there is a reply to this question. No?
I will take over from now on, but maybe we can see the PowerPoint presentation in the back to see it visually. So yeah, hi from my side. I'm Madlina. I'm the colleague of Thomas and working at the Usedom Music Festival, and really looking forward to welcoming you all on the beautiful sunny island of Usedom. But you don't need to worry, it is an island, but there are 2 bridges and 1 tunnel connecting the island to the mainland. So you do not need to take the boat. So there are various ways to come to Usedom. When you see on the PowerPoint presentation where the red bullet is, this is where Usedom is located. And the easiest way to reach Usedom is via Berlin. So flying into Berlin with a plane, coming to Berlin with a train or car or whatever, it is easiest to fly into Berlin or take the train to Berlin and get to Usedom from there because it has the best connections. But there are also some other options. You can fly into Szczecin, which is in Poland. And the Polish side is connected to Usedom with a tunnel. So it's a really short driving time from Szczecin to come to Usedom. Or you can, of course, come directly to Heringsdorf. Heringsdorf is the location where the hotel and the summit mainly will take place on Usedom. There's also a small airport there. There are some flights landing directly in Heringsdorf, but you can, of course, also come by train or car. So maybe you can change to the next slide.
But just to add, because Simon asked.
I can add that later, Thomas.
Any ferries?
I read the
Okay.
I will add that. Of course, you can come with a ferry if you want. There are ferry connections to Swinemünde, to Swinoujscie. if you want, you can come with a ferry. And of course, we will make sure that you will get picked up at the ferry port and can come to Heringsdorf. So it's not a problem if you want to choose this option. So as it's quite tricky to proceed from Berlin to Usedom, we offer you various shuttle buses from Berlin Airport and Berlin train station to come to Usedom. You can find the times also on the EFA website when you are on the summit website. And we will also provide shuttle buses from Szczecin Airport. And it would be good if you could arrange your arrival time to the shuttle buses so we can drive you to Usedom. Of course, there's also a train connection. It approximately takes the same time as the shuttle bus, but you have to change trains in between. But you can come to Usedom with a train as well. And of course, if you want to be more flexible, if you want to stay longer or come before the summit to Usedom, you can of course also rent a car, come to Usedom by car. And we of course welcome you to share a car with other participants who also want to arrive with a car. So it's you have a lot of options to come to Usedom, but now you have to choose the right one for you to come to the island. And we are really looking forward to welcoming you and make the arrival and the departure as comfortable as possible for you, and offering like shuttle buses and pickups from train station. So you have it very easy, or the most easy we can do it for you.
Good.
Thomas, anything to add from your side?
No, it's everything said, yes.
Thank you very much, Madeleine. I was already looking at Simon's comment, coming with a ferry from Denmark or Sweden, and I saw him already coming from the British island. I don't know from where over to Usedom. I don't know, Simon, where you are choosing from, Scotland, where you are. But yes, there are ferries as well, and I don't know if there are ferries really from UK over to the Nordic countries and then down to Usedom. But I would love to underline that Thomas and Madeleine and everyone at the Usedom Music Festival really make an incredible effort to make us arrive and come to the Kaiserhof Hotel in a very comfortable way, for which I would already extend many, many thank yous, because it's going to be a challenge to welcome 200, 250 participants almost personally at different airports, harbors, train stations, and bring you over. But this is an effort we try to do, and we hope that this is working in a coordinated way and we can make everyone arrive to Usedom safely and also comfortably. We would love to now, before we go back to the details of the program, launch a question towards you at this stage of the Zoom meeting, because the whole summit is, of course, for you, for festivals, in order to increase the connectivity, our discussions, networking, good moments, drinks, laughs, critical reflections, tears as well. And we do this, of course, with the experience of many summits and meeting moments that we are organizing throughout the years and throughout the decades, the last 7 decades. And still this question remains very relevant. And it's up to you now to reply so that we can take your wishes for the Usedom Arts Festival Summit into consideration. Gerd, can you explain how this is working?
Yes, Catherine, of course I can. And it's like always, we do it every autumn in the catch-up. We ask the same question. So I use already the same slide for 3 years. Makes it easy for me. But you know how it works. You go to menti.com. He asks you for a code. There you put the code 73438300. Or another easy way is to just scan with your phone the QR code, and then he brings you there. We see already beer. Beer, it's in Dutch. Beer in Dutch.
And just to say, Gerd, on the chat here in our Zoom space, you can use the hyperlink that Camille posted into the chat, copy-paste the Mentimeter code, go to this hyperlink, www.mentimeter.com, put in the code, which is on top of the page, on that Mentimeter page, and then you basically leave your comment.
It's menti.com. It's not mentimeter.com, I think, but it's also on the screen now. So what is nice also, you can just continue for the rest of the meeting, and just before 3 o'clock, when we end this first part of the meeting, we will show the results. So we can continue now with the meeting, but don't forget to put your words in there.
Thanks a lot for participating in the Mentimeter. It will make sense because we will take these comments, of course, into consideration. Sometimes they are contradictory, but the summit offers, I think, throughout the 4 days, so many different kinds of program opportunities that in one or another way, all these needs and expectations and feelings towards the summit will be replied to or confirmed in one or another way. I think, Audrey, we can come back to the plenary hall and just very, very briefly go back to the PowerPoint presentation. And we really, in a run through this program. This is everything that Thomas and Madeleine mentioned before, the Kaiserhof. I can point on it with my finger here, but it's really on the beach. It's fantastic when we are there with different kind of terraces, meeting moments, coffee moments, bars that will be open until late. So it's a wonderful home we will be at in Usedom or on Usedom. We have the opening of the summit in the Kaiserhof hotel. It will be a fantastic catch-up, getting together, and I hope I can convince Peter, Florence, and Tamar Brüchemann to do their EFA quiz that some of you might have or might remember they wanted to do on the occasion of the last summit. So there will be an EFA quiz night in the evening after the opening of the summit. The next day, Thomas, you mentioned already, we are going to be in a very significant place. You mentioned it as a dark side of the island, Peenemünde. But thanks to the festival since 2002, it is not only a place of memory of war, but also a place of turning this memory into a place of awareness and care and connectivity with history and with the task of the arts. And I'm very much looking forward that we use this backdrop and that we are creating a safe space on this or in this historical place, I think, to speak about our responsibility as arts festivals in this context together. We will conclude that day with the fantastic, I can already tell you this, a very special concert of the Baltic Sea Philharmonic that are home in Peenemünde and that are traveling Europe and actually the world with their very unique programs and very unique approach to classical music. So it's not just a concert, I can promise that. Before we are going back to our Kaiserhof hotel and preparing for a work or a day of crafts, of workshops and group meetings on the 14th of May. All this, and we start here with the Festival Academy alumni, as I mentioned before, is not just a program that is a program, but is catering to so many different kinds of groups of communities that are linked and that are coming together in the framework of the summit. And we hope that the Festival Academy alumni from all over the world will again find their way to Peenemünde and to participate and contribute to the Arts Festivals Summit. We have a second important group, which is a growing group, Anna, that you will invite personally to the Arts Festival Summit.
Yes. Hello, everyone. It's
Hello.
so nice to see so many faces. So we would like to welcome festival cities and regions to come and join us in Usedom. We will have once again a tailor-made program with the workshop for the cities and regions, and also working meetings for the FSC stakeholders, and also new cities and regions that would like to join us. Recently, we are very happy because we have received many requests and new cities and regions that would like to join, such as the city such as the region of Olomouc in Czech Republic. And the geographical scope is getting bigger and bigger because also the city of Kandava in Latvia will join in Usedom, as well as two cities in Kosovo, Prizren and Pristina. So we are very happy, and we would like to invite you to welcome, for the cities and regions to welcome your festivals, to bring them, and for the festivals to bring your cities and regions. So that's all from my part.
Fantastic.
Thanks a lot. It looks very static here on the left-hand side, but I can tell you it's a very dynamic group. The city administrators, mayors, and people that are joining in the framework of the EFFEA. As the next group, Donika, we will welcome together the EFFEA Festivals and Artists. Can I hand over to you?
Yes. Hi, everyone. It's great to see you all here. So I was told that I need to be very short, and I'm looking so much forward to share with you news about EFFEA Call 3 that is coming soon. But of course, we will have many occasions to discuss that. For Usedom, we are very much looking forward to welcome the EFFEA festivals and artists. And it will be a moment not only to discuss and share experience, but also to experience the work of the artists. So it will be a great opportunity for all us to see these talented and creative minds during these days.
Which is going to be wonderful, really, that we will have the chance, and maybe more so for the first time, that we have the chance to really tap into the energy and feel the EFFEA artists, not all of them, because by now there have been 100 projects supported and 300 festivals supporting these emerging artists. But we are inviting a couple of them to help us share this experience of connectivity, the awareness of what the arts do with people in the framework of festivals, but also beyond that. So I'm very happy that I think we have this experience with us. I mentioned already the workshops and the different kinds of group meetings, which are quite classical in the framework of EFA by now, which are the CAM and EFFEA and EFFA hubs, the cities, EFFEA, it's too much. The SEAL cities workshop, the well-being workshop offered as a follow-up of the Varna experience by Mahina Murenravica Spanka, because this is a topic, conditions, living and working conditions of artists and cultural stakeholders related to well-being is, I think, a very important topic, more and more on the political agenda as well. We have the Festival Academy Steering Group and the board that will be present, coming together, the 70 Years on Thinking Group, and a workshop on sustainability, as we are continuing this important topic, definitely also related to the act of awareness. And Jurian, thankfully here you already posted the question if members and all of us can use the European Festivals Forest project, which is actually compensating for carbon footprint by planting trees in Iceland, can be used. And we will also now we can share the link to this website where you can read more about it. And we will use it on our registration form so that festivals coming to Usedom can use this offer to compensate their carbon footprint by planting a tree in Iceland. And Jan, this is not last but not least, but definitely a very important and most important group when it comes to governance and the future of EFA and the current policies of EFA, which is the EFA Members General Assembly, which this year also includes board elections. Could I hand over once more to you?
Thank you, Catherine. I'm glad to see the development of the association's annual meeting moment. The Arts Festival Summit has become really a very diverse platform for festival makers and surrounding stakeholders. But the EFA's community building process needs a strong core and a strong ownership. And that means you, the EFA members. We will hold the General Assembly in the frame of the summit on the last day, on the 14th of May. And I would like to inform all of you that today, that the General Assembly will host also the board elections. Every 3 years, we have board elections. There are 10 positions, including the 2 vice presidents, and they will be free for a 3-year term, as I said. The current EFA board has worked quite extensively and deep on the revision of governance rules. and reflection of its diversity at all the levels, from the activities to the representation on the governance level. And you will receive the open call for board elections at the beginning of next year, including the form to fill in for your application. The EFA board is looking forward to receive a variety of applications that transmit the diversity of our membership and also its ambitions for the future. I really hope that many of you feel triggered to present themselves as a candidate for our great board. Thank you.
Thank you, Jan. We will launch this call, as you mentioned, indeed, including the invitation, the forms and everything through our communication channels online. And we are therefore replying to any questions, this topic that you may have. Then we come to an important thing as well. How not only do you get to Usedom practically, but also how can you sign up for the summit? Because we are many and we have to organize your stay. We have to find a hotel room and we have to understand when you arrive. There is something, Gerd, that we usually do, which is, I think, an online approach to this. But you can always call us as well.
Yes, of course. So I was lucky to already visit Usedom together with Audrey to do pre-visit. And so we experienced the travel there. And I can confirm that it's quite straightforward when you go to Berlin. That's what we did. We went, then from Berlin, we rented a car and went to Usedom. And it gave us a little bit more freedom to move there and go back. So that was our first experience. Second experience was the hotel, which was really fantastic. It was a 4-star hotel on the beach, as Catherine said. We have seen some pictures. And I think what I'm supposed to say here is not just our experience, but also that Thomas did a fantastic job by negotiating a price for us, a group price for us for this hotel. Which is normally, the price is normally much higher, but we will have the price at 120 euros for a single room per night, which is really low for this hotel and in Germany. For a double room, it will be 140. And there was already a question in the chat. What about extra days to stay there? Because it's a nice place to stay a few days longer or come a bit earlier. And we negotiated with the hotel that there are a limited number of rooms. Unfortunately, not all rooms, but a limited number of rooms are available 2 days before and 2 days after at the same rate. So we discussed it yesterday, Thomas and me, and we will just work with the first in, first served, or how do you say it? First served, first in, first served principle. Yes. So the first ones that register and or ask us to keep a room, you can already ask it by email because the registration will be might be a bit limited to not these days. So you can send an email if you want, think to stay longer or come earlier. What else do I want to say? I wanted to say that we will launch the registration hopefully next week. We will launch it with an email. We will send you an email and inform you when it's possible. We are changing technical system and it's not an easy process for the moment. That's why it's not ready today, but in 1 week it will be ready. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Gerd. And I think technicalities and ticketing, online ticketing services is something that everybody of you knows much better than us. We have to serve 200 audience members, while you probably sometimes have to deal with thousands of people that you have to cater to when you are changing your ticketing service. So that's our humble challenges that we have with our ticketing system. And here we are back on our PowerPoint and chronologically conclude this presentation with our last day of the program, which is the 14th of May in the evening. We are, I think, going to have a very special moment. Thank you, Thomas, for that. We are going to how do you say that? In German, you would call it kapern, a boat, hijack a boat. We are going to become pirates, and we are going to take a boat from the German part of the island to the Polish part of the island, and we are going to have an evening there with a keynote speech by Katarina Botanova and a concert by the EFFEA selected project that brings together Ukrainian musicians and compositions. So it will be a reflection again on not on a deeper level of what brings us together within all the beauty and the joy and the smiles that we are sharing in this time. And of course, we are going to hand over the flag of the EFA Summit to the next host, 2024, to be announced at this occasion. Before we come back and have, with a boat or with a bus, we have to check this out, back to the hotel and have the last night dance together in the hotel. But Audrey, there is even more to come. I don't know if Fabienne is with us, because what we looked at when inviting you to the summit with Thomas and his team together is that there is, of course, surrounding programs. There is the Berliner Festspiele Theatertreffen on the one hand, which is a fantastic theater festival that is offering its program to us at the same time that the summit is happening. So there is an opportunity for us to look into ticketing and into tickets for the Berliner Festspiele. We are at the moment arranging and finding out what is the most practical way to do so. And at the same time, for all the classical, this is for the theater people. And then we have the classical music people that are warmly invited to join Classical Next, which is a platform of classical music industry representatives that is coming together in Berlin. So on the way back, basically from Usedom, you are invited to join Classical Next. Are you with us, Fabienne?
Yes, I am.
There you are.
Hello.
Thank
you so much for having me. I mean, so many people are joining today. That's amazing in such a busy period before Christmas. So yeah, I was very, very pleased to know that we are so close in the month next year in May. So that's a great opportunity actually to extend your stay in the exterior areas of Usedom. And it's like a 2 or 3 hour drive, I believe, to Berlin, what you already heard, no? I don't know how to get there by boat. Maybe even if you hijack the boat, you can just come to Berlin through the Spree. But that's just a joke. No, of course, that will take too long, because of course you should be there. Oh, by train, yeah, even by train. Yeah, it's nice to go there, of course. So we actually will start Classical Next on the Monday, the 13th already at the Piavolet Saal in the evening. But of course, there's much more to explore, because we will have exactly Classical Next throughout the entire week until Friday. So there is a lot to explore within Classical Next, as well as around Classical Next. You heard about the Theatertreffen, but there's a lot of program also at Philharmonie or Konzerthaus. But we just announced our main venues, which is like the main daytime venue for the expo and the conference will be hosted at Colosseum in Prenzlauer Berg, which is like a very huge old cinema complex with a very great character and charm, which just reopened and became like a state-of-the-art event location. This will take place, start from Tuesday until Thursday evening. So full program of expo, conference, daytime showcases, and then in the evening we are at the riverbanks of the Spree at Holzmarkt. If you've been there, this is like also a very urban style area with theaters, multidisciplinary artists. It's like a 12,000 square meter area with a lot to explore, where we have the evening showcases and the club showcases. in the night, and then on the Thursday evening, the Innovation Award. And on the Friday, we will even have more networking activities and concert opportunities, as well as there's a special collective who will give their 6 labyrinths, it's called, at Musikbrauerei, where you can explore also new methods of classical music, concert methods. And it's like just coming together. We had our jury meeting at the end of November. So the first program parts will be announced in January, and we will open the registration as well in January. And we are planning to have a special discount for EFA members and participants. So we will make that happen. Of course, and of course, we love the collaboration, which is even growing with EFA over the years, and we will also have like this well-known EFA structured networking session on the Thursday. Yeah, I mean, that's basically it, maybe for you to know now. We will always announce everything through our newsletter. If you haven't signed up there, please do so. And there will be more program announcements and details also on hotels and how to get there over the next weeks.
God, yeah. If you don't believe in international networking, all this presentation is not for you. But the intention, of course, behind these offers for you is to take it as an offer and to look into the opportunities to maximize the way when you take a flight or a train or this or that, to maximize your efforts on being around and eventually connect and link one with the other. And this is, of course, a very attractive invitation. I'm very happy, Fabienne, that we can keep on collaborating and offer this link to the EFA community. Thanks a lot for this invitation and for the special rate that has been offered to all EFA members and those participating in the summit. We'll come back on that.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot. Greetings to Berlin.
Thank you.
Time to conclude this part of the meeting. We have 8 minutes left, and we are very curious, I think, what the results of the Mentimeter are, because we will link them with the 3 priorities that we are seeing here that we have identified after the Summit 2023 in Peralada, when we asked EFA members in a feedback, not EFA members only, but all participants of the summit in a feedback form, what they would like to wish happening for the next summit. And there was, on the one hand, more impactful networking moments. We are shaping these ones for you in Usedom on the beach. It includes running, it includes yoga, and I'm looking at Jurian here, and swimming with Colm and Gerd, but not only these sportive recreation moments, also other more impactful networking moments, including Peter and Tamar. I already mentioned your quiz that you are going to have in the first evening, but many, many more moments, which I think really are very well placed in the hotel in Usedom at the Kaiserhof. You will see it. Secondly, the program to be more content specific, meaning that we should go more in depth. So I'm very happy and very curious how this is reflected in your expectations when we look at the Mentimeter in a second right now. But I think also this is reflected and will be reflected in the density of sessions that will take more time to go into depth into certain topics that we would like to attend. And last but not least, we are looking into the environmentally sustainable models that include the writing of, you see it here, planting the trees, but also using or looking at the food that we will offer, using materials for catering that we will offer, thinking of the cadeau, the present that we are giving to you. Together with Thomas, we are aware and we are taking these kind of choices when we can take them, so that we are in that context aware of the offer and the necessities for the summit to be organized in the most sustainable way, environmentally. Wow, Gerd, I hope you studied all these colors. Can you take over? Here we are with some of the impressions.
There are still a lot coming in. Even we were at 41 and now it's 48, so it's good.
I can just add, there was a chat with Baltic Sea, Phil. So after the concert, we will have an afterglow together with the orchestra, and the orchestra will be the DJ and making music after the concert. So then you have really time enough to discuss and to meet the members of the orchestra if you want.
Thomas, when there is a DJ, I'm not discussing anymore. Huh? When there is a DJ, I will be dancing on the dance floor.
You have to. Yeah.
So dancing with Catherine is on the list indeed.
Okay.
Catherine, you will have to dance.
Please
Yes.
add.
I see there, it's not easy to read them when they move, but great music, definitely. Networking, definitely. Meetup, connection, Ukraine. There will be Ukrainian artists. Yeah. Fresh ideas, of course. Always fresh ideas when you come back from the summit.
Get drunk, we can guarantee.
I'm bored watching.
Love, I see love and beer. Yeah.
Love and beer, okay.
Yes. Sun and fun. Yes, we ordered already some sun. And I've seen that Tamar confirmed it. So we will have sun.
But there was a question in the chat indeed, Thomas, what the temperature will be looking like around May. Can you give us
Yes, it could be warm. It could be 20 degrees. The only thing, the water is still cold from the winter time. So you can have in October much more warmer water than in May because it takes time to get warmer. But you know, I have no idea. But we work on 12, 15 degrees for the water. So, but the pool in the hotel is, I think, is warm enough to swim.
After the hard work, Thomas, we will need some refreshment, so we will go into the cold water in the sea.
We can
just run out of the room into the water. In fact, it's that easy. I did it to test also during the visit.
That's right. Yes, you did it. And we have also doctors nearby, and if somebody has problems, so we take care.
So don't hesitate to continue to put words in the Mentimeter. I keep it open for an hour, let's say, until the end of all the meetings.
Yeah.
So you can still participate. Thank you. You will see the results later in communication.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.